opposed the government. One 19th century opponent of the Freemasons said, "Freemasons have contended for the empire of the world as few sovereigns have done, and for what end? To be the point of issue of all follies and all monstrosities. The Kabbalah, magic, Hermetic philosophy, communications with spirits, magnetism, theosophy, deism, atheism, physical and moral regeneration, vengeance, destruction of empires, the universal republic. If we exclude these follies, what remains? A few honest citizens playing mournfully in the chapel of the tomb of Hiram." Today, there are millions of honest citizens playing in the tomb of Hiram, blissfully unaware of the massive game they are part of. I have been asked on several occasions to join by people I respect greatly, but I always refuse because I wish to be bound by no statutes or regulations other than those from which I cannot escape. However, as a man who does not believe in divine rule nor religious control, I can see why so many revolutionaries of the past have been tempted. However, to my mind it is no different to Muhammad telling the slaves he would set them free, or Hitler calling his German people the chosen ones, or the Jews stating that they are the children of God. It is a divisive and destructive thing. It sets man against man. The Freemasons argue this point, claiming that they are not religious, and yet they hold dear to the grand architect of the universe, and have created rules, dogma and doctrine more fanciful than any religion I know. Freemasonry is a religion, and does believe in divinity. As the Mason expert Oswald Wirth wrote in the last century, "To become as divinity, such was the aim of the ancient mysteries. Today the program of initiation has not changed. No, to me it is another system of control, another method of power under the cloak of being yet again for the people and by the people." The facts speak for themselves. Great works of charity are done by all religions, including Freemasonry. But great destructive works are also thrust upon us. Often these groups and faiths bring revolution and war, and then claim the high ground when they clean up the mess afterwards, as if they were the guardian angels. In the meantime, innocent people and animals have suffered. The editor of the International Review of Secret Societies in 1934 wrote, "The Mason official does not impartially fulfill his duties. He places his public authority at the service of his secret chiefs. The Mason judge is not free. He is obliged to submit to fraternal pressure." There is nothing different today. No rules or regulations given by the Grand Lodges has changed this sentiment. The laws of nations may not allow for such intrigue, but the Mason, who is the judge, political leader and company director, does not need to worry about such things. I have personally been offered help by individuals who are not only openly Freemasons, but also secretly members of certain Sicilian families. Such offers are always rejected out of hand, because it is a proven method of enticing people such as me into the fold. Today, there are many influential members of the Freemasons, often unknown to the masses, and yet also involved in altering the mindset and beliefs of people. In the 1980s, a huge book, The Holy Blood, Holy Grail, was released and caused a massive stir. Michael Bagans, one of the authors, is not only a Freemason, but edits one of their magazines. If true, The premise of the book would undermine the Catholic Church and the Christian beliefs entirely, one of the very aims of the Freemasons. This book was the basis for the Da Vinci Code, and Dan Brown himself has utilised Freemasonic concepts to full capacity. Other modern influential men include hundreds of US senators and governors on both sides of the political divide. Popular characters such as astronaut Buzz Aldrin, writer Conan Doyle, President Gerald Ford, industrialist Henry Ford, and even the infamous US pioneer Daniel Boone. In fact, the list itself, when studied in detail, can reveal an amazing web of influence from politics and business through to media and even the church. The web of Freemasonry is now encircling the globe and is incredibly powerful. I recently visited Sydney, Australia, with the television reporter George Knapp from Las Vegas and Daniel, my Australian guide and friend. Over a few beers we were studying a map of the city and noticed the Sydney Masonic Lodge. We all agreed to pay it a visit and to see if we could gain access and take a look around. We were all staggered at the immense size of the structure, looking something akin to a major world business or political institution.
Less people, more spread out. Just filming you, mate. We get George. Hi, George.
Is that strange?
George is
How
an
they keep
American.
the Freemasons around here.
That's it. Go on, present.
Luckily for us, there was a large Masonic event occurring, and so we weren't noticed taking a walk all over the building.
Recognise anybody?
Nope, the gang's all here.
Oh,
They just fill the wives in.
and what's going on?
I don't see any wives in this one.
There you go. See that sort of thing? That would absolutely blow away the fundamental Christians in America.
Oh, because of Pentacle?
Upside down pentagram. They would absolutely go mad.
Well, that's all the more reason to use that.
We're gonna have to go to the shop and buy some things. Next level up.
not have alternative?
Yeah, you only get an apron when you're accepted. Whatever.
Kilos.
Cool, I've got one. Not as nice as that.
Just did they serve a purpose, or was it
Yeah,
just?
it's the ritualistic. Yeah, using the rituals. There's hell, and this is evil.
From the earliest of times, the secretive orders have been involved in the worship of nature and the stars and planets. They created icons in rock and stone and claimed these to be the houses of God, or Bethels. One location made famous by the Da Vinci Code is Roslin Chapel in Edinburgh, Scotland. It is in fact a temple to nature itself, adorned with all manner of vegetation, stars, pillars, and strewn with Masonic symbolism. These workers in stone are known by one word: Masons. It is the Masons who are responsible for building our sacred spaces and fashioning our stone deities as they have been for centuries. It is the Masons who have placed sacred geometry upon the ground in places such as Washington and London, creating the New Jerusalem along with their political manoeuvring to create the New World Order. Freemason Eliphas Levi himself said that the purpose of the hidden Templars within Freemasonry was to rebuild the Temple of Solomon. And Albert Pike, another Freemason, said the same thing and pointed out that the hidden order survived under various names throughout time, governed by the unknown chiefs to bring to fruition the New World Order, overthrowing throne and altar. Also from early times, the worship of the light was of paramount importance and became known as Lucifer, the light bearer. Lucifer is, as many Masons themselves have stated, a hidden Freemasonic symbol, representation of the inner light or wisdom they wish to attain. A reflection of the purity and light of the individual, as we learned earlier, was the wearing of white, from the Sufis to the Templars. Today, wearing all white would not be practical, but the most important item of clothing for the Freemason is the apron. According to Masonic tradition, the apron should be of pure white lambskin. Also, there is strong evidence to show that the white-clad Ku Klux Klan of the United States was not only full of Freemasons, but may have indeed been started by them. As for beards, Well, the very first degree of the Freemasons tells us that the precious anointing oil ran down from the head to the beard, even Aaron's beard, and that this oil was used for burning to reveal the light. The beard, we are told, should be a symbol of true wisdom from the light within, and even the high priest Aaron was to receive this wisdom. Later, in medieval times, it was only the master mason who could sport a full beard, revealing his status as the wise one. According to the writer known as Dargon, in The Patriot of 1922, here we must note that there has always been among the arcane societies a dual movement, on the one hand mystical, on the other political. Such esoteric bodies as the Fraternity of the Rosy Cross, the Martinists, the Swedenborgians and Theosophists have consisted, no doubt largely, of harmless enthusiasts to whom mysticism or magic appealed, but they have also been used as the cover for political intrigue and as a net wherein to catch, test and select persons who could be used for subversive ends. All these very ancient elements come to us today via a long line of secretive and powerful occult orders that have encircled the globe and now influence politics, business, media and religion. They have caused revolutions, influenced the setting up of international organisations, and created numerous other sects and orders to pursue their purpose, to influence humanity and the creation of a new Jerusalem, a new holy city. Little wonder there is still much warfare and strife in the old one. The long line of the secret unseen hand is quite clearly alive and very, very powerful to this day, deep within the brotherhood we know as the Freemasons. These brotherhoods do not care what state you are from. They do not care what religion you are. They work under the auspices of a Supreme Father, the Grand Architect. It is a unifying creed, a utopian ideal that is detested by fundamentalists across the world. For myself, I neither detest the Freemasons nor do I join, and I say the same of fundamentalists. All men are men and fall short of the glory they call God, regardless of the badge of office or the secret sign, and all men shall continue to be driven by their inner evolutionary instincts, which cause these things in the first place. The difficulty comes when we have to decide who do we believe. Should I defend the traditional values of church, state or royal lineage? Or should I side with the revolutionary factions and support a new world order of socialism? The fact is, the choices are already made and we, the masses, will be manipulated once again to march off on a holy crusade, just as we have for countless generations, marching to the beat of the ruler's drum.